Hello, summoners. Welcome
Oh
to
no, no, that
another.
was good. Oh no, oh no. See, now you can do it. Now
Oh,
you can do it.
now I can. Hello,
The
summoners.
one time, the
The
one
one.
time it wasn't laggy. The one singular time. All right.
Hello, summoners. Welcome to another pulse pounding, lightning inducing, tower ascending episode of a Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoner's War. I am the leprechaun hunting Aztec Olmec,
Mm.
but it wouldn't be a proper episode if I didn't have the four-leaf clover finding Lightstar
Mm.
777 with me. 3 sevens, not two,
Three.
not one.
Very lucky. Dia Switch, Kanasatatu, Tame fucking delighted that you are all here today. Aztec, as always. How are you, my friend? Happy day of everybody on the planet being Irish.
That would, yo, run it back. Were you just speaking Gaelic?
Yeah.
Do that again. Forget how I'm doing good. Do that again. That was awesome.
Tame delighted that you're here today. Ola Nishka.
Awesome. Just to answer your question, I'm doing very well. St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to tell everyone a fun fact about my favorite Irish inventor, Hans Sloane.
Yes.
Hans Sloane invented
Hans Sloane.
one of my favorite things. He invented chocolate milk. But more
You have to
importantly,
love that.
where did he invent chocolate milk? He invented it in Jamaica. So that's your Irish Jamaican fact
Who
for
would have thought that? And, think
chocolate
of all
milk.
those years later, and two best friends happen to have connections to Ireland and Jamaica and come
Yes.
together weekly to amuse all of you.
Comedy.
Who'd have thought? We
I
should be
w-
drinking. You know what? We better talk to Nestle post haste and just tell them that we may as well
Post
be a
haste.
brand sponsor for them. Yeah.
Might as well.
I mean,
Chocolate milk.
we may as well be brand ambassadors. There isn't a better team to do it, right? Really, I mean,
Not at all. But I am doing well. Thank you for asking. We have a whole bunch of comedy things to talk about.
all things.
We're going to introduce some Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier things. We are going to talk all about the Wind Pirate,
I do.
and she was because she was Hall of Heroes. She was
Win
pretty.
pirate.
We're gonna talk the Fire Oni refund. We're gonna talk about how awesome Lightstar's Water Oni is. We're gonna talk some the Genshin hangout with your favorite character meetup kind of feature they're adding. And we're gonna talk some Elite Dangerous with the voice pack testing. But you always ask me how I am. How are you, Lightstar 777? You're
You
always so
know,
nice to
I
ask,
am.
and I never ask. I'm pretty sure I never ask because I'm a freaking jerk. But how are you? How are you?
I,
How are you doing?
I am doing well. I had a very long work week.
Oh,
It was not fun. One day I only got about 3.5 hours of sleep, so
what?
that was unpleasant.
Wicked.
But here we are, still in one piece. So
Awesome.
there you go. Nothing bad with that. And it is everybody in the world is Irish Day.
Yes.
So and my wife, she happens to be an import from the great nation of Ireland itself.
She's
So
actually really Irish. She's Irish all the time, not just on St. Patrick's Day.
365, sometimes 366 a year.
Absolutely. Shout out to you, Pauline. Thanks for
Yeah,
listening.
shout out to Polly. You're the best.
Awesome.
Oh, she gives a thumbs up. Isn't she sweet? Um, but yeah, we are going to just very informally. We talked about this just that we discussed from the One Bagel video if
Right.
it was worth it to refresh the magic shop for scrolls. And
Yes.
my fingers kept hitting the button like multiple times, so I think it is not like this is in no way official by any stretch of the imagination. I want that known. But I ended up refreshing approximately the 750, I think a little bit less.
Okay.
And I did in fact get 11 scrolls or more.
Hmm.
But I also got other things that I think more than like if you have the time, and I think that's what it all comes down to
Right.
is if you have the time to actually dedicate to the possibility of refreshing 1,000,001 times to get to 750 crystals, it was definitely worth because there were runes that if I were, mid game or early game, I definitely think I would have, you know, I would have probably bought them,
Right.
like very nice legend runes that could really help push an account forward. So,
So it's not just
I
scrolls;
mean,
it's
for
other
me,
stuff.
yeah, I mean, I got light and dark pieces, I
Right.
got legendary pieces. So for me, I think, and I mean, and that was very informal. I'll probably try it again here one of these days and just make sure that it works out the way I feel like it should.
Hmm.
But all that being said, I definitely think that it it really was it was pretty good. It was exactly what I kind of expected. I mean, even if it matched the 750, like I said, it was that, you get the added benefit of all the other things added in. So
Got
so
you.
for my 2 cents, that's where I'm at.
So
That's
you would say refresh over buying packs.
it if you have the time.
Got you.
Because I mean, you got to figure it takes at least 3 to 4 seconds to scroll down the list. It
Right.
probably takes another couple seconds to hit the refresh button, couple seconds to reload. So you're looking at like about 7 seconds per rotation, right?
Right.
And you're doing that like 180 times. So 180 times 7 seconds is a poop ton of time.
I know you're not
Wait.
trying to actually, but I get you. If you have the time, refresh. If you do not have the time, get those packs. But I kind of want to save mine for energy refreshes. I have a ton of energy that I have to burn through, so energy refreshes will be my thing going forward for my
But
crystals.
but like I said, I mean,
Mhm.
at least as we figured, it informally at least did work out that you got
Yes.
just as many, if not more, scrolls plus added other benefits.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, it definitely is worth it. So I think if I have a few minutes, I would always refresh like 10 or 12 times just to kind of, get a lay of the land, so to speak.
I hear you.
But yeah, I thought, yeah, pretty great. Pretty awesome sauce. Loved it. Signed up for it. Followed them on Facebook.
Excellent. So I want to talk a little bit about Sophia. She was just Hall of Heroes last week. I've been using her. I want to send a big shout out to Xenial Gaming because he really put me on to how ridiculous Sophia is. She is like the staple of my well, one of the main people in my Giants team. And not only is she a wind unit, but she has this great S3. I don't know. It's just wonderful. And the only reason I'm doing this is
And
because,
what does it do?
well,
Maybe I don't know. Read it. Just read- Oh,
well, yeah, this is definitely for people that just picked her up and actually want to build her. But S3 Spitting Slash attacks an enemy 5 times, dealing massive damage. Each attack has a 50% chance to decrease the target's defense for 2 turns. This attack depletes the enemy's attack bar when used with full HP. So, excellent, 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 excellent. Kills your attack bar, and does some massive damage. So it's pretty much you're like locked down for that, for that turn because your attack bar is set to 0. But anyway, really, S2
Yeah,
just
I
as
mean,
good.
that,
Oh, go ahead, please.
oh no, I mean that does sound great.
Yeah.
Did Zenial say anything about the fact that once you're in the middle of the battle, if she's not at full HP, she loses effectiveness, or is she still effective even when she's not at 100%?
She is
health?
still pretty effective even at when she's not at 100% health, but it only depletes the bar fully when she has full HP. It still affects the attack bar pretty significantly even if she isn't full HP. Great
Is
question.
it a single target or
This is also she's totally single
multi?
target. She doesn't do any AoE, but her S2 is awesome also. Inflicts damage with a sharp attack and inflicts continuous damage for 1 turn. Increases the attack bar by 100% when used with full HP. So again, she kind of boosts her own attack bar when she uses her S2, which she has full health. She can do a spinning slash and attack with even just I don't know. She's just awesome. I ruined her Raging Blade, and she's just great. Attack, speed, and crit damage. You can definitely do fatal if you don't have good blade runes and everything. But I just wanted to point her out, and she does. I mean, yeah, she's great in Giants. She's pretty good in. I haven't used her too much in Punishers at all, but she's very good in RTA and Arena. So check her out. She's definitely not one of these useless, Hall of Heroes units. So yeah, use
And
her.
how do you feel like she ranks versus her sisters, like the
Oh, that's a
Fire
good question.
Pirate and the Water Pirate Julia?
Very good question. I think she ranks, I would say, number 1 to definitely Sophia, number 2 to what's the Clara, the fire pirate, and number 3 to Julia, just because Julia is
Oh,
yeah, I know Julia's pretty good. I have a Julia and I've built her up pretty well.
Julia and Lucian are like the dynamic duo of cleaving your team.
But for my account, I have so many other units that kind of do AoE. Shihao, first of all. Shihao is definitely my Julia replacement. Which you have. What's up?
He's single target.
Oh.
Single target.
Oh, no. He does AoE also.
On his S3?
On his
I
S3?
thought it was a single target.
Uh,
Let's go to the box.
let's
He's
go.
right there. I see him. He's just over there.
Yep. All or nothing. Attacks all enemies and stuns them. Yeah. On his S2, yeah.
On his S2.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking his S3. That's why I was confused.
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah.
But for my account, I haven't really used Julius since I got Shihao because he does so many other things. But yes, I have heard that Julia is a pretty awesome, cleavy, basically a water Lucian. But I think Clara has more.
Yeah, but good for RTA because when you can't have more than one unit and you
Good
have
point.
to diversify.
Diversify your bonds.
But if you have Shihao, you got to diversify your stocks,
Wu-Tang Financial. Anyway, that was an old
ODB couldn't be here. ODB couldn't be here, but he sends his regard.
that was an old Chappelle Show skit that we're obsessed with the Chappelle Show. But anyway, sorry to die. But yes, since I haven't, but those would be my. I think Clara has a couple more places where she's useful, a little bit more utility. Like Siege and such like that. So that's the reason I would put her at number 2 over Julia. But yeah, 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, please, if you want a good, single target nuker, Sophia is cool. She was Hall of Heroes, so hopefully you got her, and you can skill her up pretty well because 4-star and such and stuff. But yeah. Next topic.
Right. And I know you wanted to talk about this guy over here. No, I mean, you're right. She is great single target. Anything that does that kind of cloud control and all of that, like, is magnificent.
Yes.
And I mean, you can't really go wrong with monsters like that. So, I mean, what's more to say? I love HOH monsters. I love that they give us things that can be useful. But you did ask about this. So, I'm Harry, the light Giants warrior. There have been some teams out there, and I was telling Aztec that I
Yes.
regret that back in my youth, I had 3 Skogals,
Right.
and I decided to use one for skill ups for my primary one. And I've regretted it ever since, but I especially regretted it when I saw that people were starting to use a 5 Skogul team
Yes.
to just devastate dungeons, like all the 12 dungeons. Um, so you were asking, because I do have the light giant warrior here, if he was a good replacement. So looking at his kit, his S3 inflicting damage proportionate to your defense on all monsters except yourself, and stuns all monsters. This effect can't be resisted. Now, the problem sort of with that is he is also damaging your team. And you know, if you have like self-sustainers or things that are going to get their HP back or things like that,
Right.
that could be good. His S2, attacking the enemy target and reducing the attack bar to 0. The stack will deal more damage according to your defense. Also, this effect can't be resisted if the enemy is granted with a harmful effect.
Right.
So basically, if he has any debuff, you're guaranteed to set him to 0. So you've got that. And then attacking the enemy and reducing the attack bar by 30% with a 50% chance, which does increase when you are there. So, I mean, that being said, let me find him here so I can compare them.
Right.
I don't, just off the top of my head, I don't see him being a perfect replacement for Skogul, because you have a passive with Skogul that you can't counterattack or attack together with other allies while the weapon is not in your hand, but your defense increases by 50% and also decreases the cooldown time when you're attacked. So, if you have a bunch of them all together, they're all going to be reducing their cooldown for their S2, which is the Atlas Stone. You throw your weapon up in the sky, shares damage with all enemies by the amount of your max XP on your next turn, can't be counterattacked. So, again, you don't have to worry about being counterattacked, and you pretty much you just build him tanky as the day is long, and you do great damage. And then the same S1, the Iron Throw. So, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely a different monster.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's read some of the comments. Why would you have a monster stun his own people? Yeah, I mean, put him on a raid R5 to stun other party. Okay, one person says he's tried different builds. It doesn't make sense that LND Nat 4 sucks, but when Nat 4 is OP. See, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. They're literally saying he kills his own allies, which, again, if you build him right, he definitely could do. Like, I mean, it's very doable.
What if you don't really like your own units? What if you kind of want to, like, throw a match? Or if you want to just punish your own people?
I could definitely see if you had him with a Perna or a Samanth and things like that, all the self-resing people on your team. Because then you kill them, they all attack at the same time.
When they come back.
In one turn, you just triggered all your,
That's a real YOLO team. I mean, yo to the world.
That is YOLO beyond YOLO. That is just yo. No.
Bro.
No. But yeah, I don't see him being a decent replacement for
Right.
Skogel because
Not at all.
of how he. Like I said, for me, I would either be putting him with things like
But
Suiki, water oni,
yeah,
because he can bring his health back up. I'd put him with like Camilla's. Like I said, maybe put him with Perna's in some months, so that way if he were to do damage to them and they were to get taken out, like if you have a Vanessa
right.
who can res one person on your team like before the cooldown starts. I mean, like all of that. I'm just thinking if ever I get a Vanessa, I would definitely only ever run her with a Ganymede. Because then you could just reset her cooldown, and basically they would just have to keep killing her over and over and over again. My Ganny is so skilled up that I could probably get her ability back again before
they actually knock her off. That's
I'm just saying.
You don't have a Vanessa, dude. Oh,
because I don't.
Oh man, that would be. That would actually be. Okay, let's not talk about what you don't have, because that's.
But I'm sorry, I just like to daydream about the mythical.
But no,
things
that's
that I'll never have.
I would love to find.
I'll never get one of those.
I'll find someone with a.
No pioneer guarantee.
Let's find someone with a Vanessa and a Ganny to test that. That sounds kind of cool. People, if you have a Vanessa and a Ganny, do that experiment and see if it actually helps.
Let us know if that works.
But this kind of, I mean, I'm just gonna say it, this kind of sucks. Ein Hiri is a light LD Nat 4, and he's outshined by the Wind one. Like, come on, like LND. I mean, if you get LND light, because I remember how happy you were, you got some lightning on that scroll. I'm pretty.
I'm still not unhappy about it. I just think that the teams you could use it on are very, very specific.
Yeah,
and the way you
kind of weird.
Has to be very specific.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's my thing, is that I'm not opposed to that monster. Just, right now in what I'm doing, I don't have the time to build it, so I can't experiment and I can't figure out what should be being used. But as soon as I have more time and I can do that, I think I will find a way to enjoy that monster more.
Here's a completely off-kilter random fact. Well, I don't want to say it's a fact, but anyway. It's St. Patrick's Day, and I'm just flipping through the box, and I only see 3 monsters that are green. I mean, Leo, Bernard, and Melia. And I guess Lushen. Lushen's wearing mostly green, but whatever. That was just a total tangent for St. Patrick's Day. Not too many green units. Anyway. But anyway. On to the next. We don't have any spoilers this week, which is great. But we just are going to set up...
But you know what? I know you all like my spoiler thing, so here you go. Enjoy it. Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Anyway. But a new show is coming out. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So, there's been a whole bunch of background from, the first Captain America to, the Winter Soldier, of course, then Civil War. They kind of really fleshed out the, both of these characters. So, I can't wait. This is going to be great. I am so happy to see.
Yeah, I have high expectations after what WandaVision did to me. So,
yes,
I really. Oh my God! You know what? I hit auto because I assumed I was going to get beat because my Masha had been brought low, brought to the ground, lost her little lion cub friend.
And what happened?
I just was like, auto hit the. He gave up. Like, apparently my team, again, Suiki for the win, just completely self-sustained himself. My Juno, nobody. I lost nobody, really. I only lost the pupper.
So you autoed that whole fight?
I said auto. I set it down. I was like, oh well, I'm going to lose. Just
And you didn't. See? Look at that. Power of
nope,
positive
sure did.
thinking. But back to Falcon, Winter Soldier. You know, last time we saw them, was obviously Infinity War. Cap passes the
Yep.
mantle on to Falcon. I'm sure we're going to see Zemo, the guy that was in Civil War, rear his head again. So he's like a really reoccurring Captain America villain. So I hope they introduce a couple more Cap villains. Like, I don't know, Cap has some very unusual villains. The Taskmaster, I think they're going to try to roll in the U.S. agent, which is another alternate, I guess, version of Captain America. But that's, I don't know. I'm This is all wishful thinking. None of this is confirmed or anything like that. But I just hope there are some very cool Captain America left winger, the right winger, Captain America themed villains in this. Who knows? Who knows?
I would enjoy that, but
Yes.
I have this weird suspicion that much like WandaVision, it's just going to be a tremendous tease that gets me really excited and then leaves me wanting. Hmm.
I think that's the point. And then what's really interesting is Loki is dropping also. So I'm sure after the Falcon and Winter Soldier run, Loki's going to premiere, and that looks amazing because
I'm
it's
very excited.
dealing more with the cosmic characters that are way out there in the Marvel universe. Things like the Living Tribunal and such like that. So that's going to be pretty epic. But yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier soon. My wish list is to see some of the weirder Captain America themed villains. Hopefully they'll be dug out of the Marvel Universe pages. But yeah, what's kind of cool is Taskmaster did show up in the Spider-Man video game, even though he's more of a
Mhm.
Captain America type villain. They really adapted him very well, extremely well in the
I mean,
in
when
this.
doesn't Jake Gyllenhaal translate well? I mean, come on, come on. It's Jake. He's fine.
So anyway, enough of that about Falcon, Winter Soldier, one arm, two wings.
So you know what? Because we were, I'm talking about Suiki.
Hmm.
Let us talk about the elephant in the room. So the Fire Onimusha refund.
Yes.
I have seen so many people who were talking about their yep, that's gone. Um about their oh well, yep, nope, that's we're just gonna auto. This time for sure I'm getting beat.
Oh, okay.
Um people were talking about their before and their after damage. And honestly, like even with the same setup, I'm hearing people say that it's like, oh nice, you got a scroll from a wish.
I
Oh
did. I
here.
got a scroll from a witch. How many times has that happened to me? Twice.
Once.
That's exactly
uh,
today.
but I just I must say I was a little bit I was a little bit miffed
Okay.
because again, yeah, well he wasn't doing, you know, oodles and like he wasn't doing ridiculous damage
Right.
with the same setup. He was still doing pretty great damage. Now I mean, granted, it's the only one I don't have, so
Okay.
I can't vouch for it personally, but I'm still seeing people who are using it in RTA. I'm still seeing people who are making good use of that character. So I mean, again, like for me, I don't get it. I don't get the anger over the balancing. Like I don't want a character that's 4-star and literally like you said about Heinrich Harry,
Right.
for the fact that he's an L&D Nat 4,
Right.
and he's worse than the Nat 4 Wind one.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same kind of concept. You don't
I agree.
want a a Nat 4 that is going to invalidate every Nat 5 in the game. And that's what he was doing. Like, he could do with no setup, like, stupid amount. Like, he could take out half of all of these tanky monsters, like, HP bars, like, no problem. And, I mean, again, at
Totally.
least for me, that wouldn't be that much fun because, again, if I'm just like a mid game player, like if I see any team with that, like I'm pretty much like I have no way to counter that. Like,
Seriously.
you know. But
But I'm glad.
I don't
I'm
know. I
just
mean,
shocked that
again,
they gave a
I hope they
refund.
let
Like,
people.
like how many
Yeah,
games
you know what?
give refunds like this? Like MiHoYo for Genshin is definitely not going to give you a refund. I mean, it's just. I mean,
Bring
count.
back Klee. Give me
But
XP banner. I will give you money. I promise.
why do you think they
I
actually?
will
I don't want
go
to
to
say
Mercy.
caved, but why
I
do
will
they? Why
go
do you think they
to Mercy
released?
for Klee.
Okay, why do you think they released a refund? Because of a nerf. Why do you think they did
Because
that?
I mean, again, I think, and I'm of two minds about this.
Okay,
So I mean, understand that I can see both sides. I see the business side where they're trying, like they do their testing, but they're also under time frames, right?
definitely.
They're under they're under pressure to produce, test it as best they can, but
Right.
they're not going to think of every conceivable possibility. And I mean, and that's the problem. Like when you test in a sterile environment of a developer, it's like anything. You can only account for so much. So I thought the backlash where everybody was like, well, they didn't test this and they didn't test, like, oh, okay, they did. Like I think they did the best they
Pretty
could
sure they
because
did test
you're like,
it.
oh, they didn't test this one monster, but no, it was they had 6 of them to try out and another 6 monsters to try out and make sure they were all functioning. Like, so I mean I get it. I get that they had to they had to do it. They had to have it where, yeah, this monster is going to break the game in half. Like, I mean, I'm sure they ran the tests and they were like, okay, it's operating the way we think it should. Seems fine to me. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know.
Totally.
So for me, like I said, it was never that much of an issue for me the way that it came across. So
I hear you. I definitely hear you. All right. Let's see. Um. I want to talk about this Genshin hang out with your favorite character type feature that they're going to release in 1.4.
yeah, break it down for people. What's it going to do?
So it's basically it's very similar to one of the levels that you did with really early on. You can literally go out. I don't want to say hang out or do like a Google Hangout or do some. It's kind of a little bit more than doing missions with your character. I don't know. It seems kind of unusual to me. I know Genshin is a totally different game from Summoner's War, where the characters and their backstories are kind of at the forefront. Summoner's War, we get some of the backstory. We don't get a whole long, I mean, do we? I mean, in the beginning of the game, we get some hint of the storyline. This is kind of why I'm, interested in the comics and such. But with Genshin, the characters are the story. How the different
Mhm.
characters interact. But in 1.4, you're going to be able to actually have like a sit down with one of your favorite character and be able to hang out with them and I guess get more of their backstory. But I find that to be kind of strange, a little bit unusual, but it is a
It's
very
like a dating sim inside an RPG,
exactly.
inside a chocolate nougat center.
I mean, and it looks like a lot of people one wanted the feature and two are going to take advantage of it.
I will be hanging out with my characters all the time.
I hear you. So this is something that you would like. This is something that would provide some more immersion
I
for you.
mean, for me,
Yeah.
and I know this is going to be a huge non sequitur, but it's like Stardew Valley.
Okay.
So I love that Stardew Valley gave you different stories and different interactions
Right.
depending on who you chose to, be in a relationship with in the game, right?
Yes.
But the nice thing that I thought was, and I mean, I know it's programmed by one guy, and
Oh, really?
there's a lot to it.
Stardew
Yeah,
Valley is made by
by
one
one
guy.
guy.
Okay, excellent. Did not know that.
One guy. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, I would love it if there was even more reason and more depth when you're in a relationship with one of them.
Okay.
Like that, you could have date night. You could have, because for me, like, it makes me more invested in the characters
Got
if
you.
I feel like more connected to them in some way. So
Makes perfect sense.
I don't know. So like for me, like that's just going to make me want to be, around those characters more if I know more of their backstory, if
Okay.
I, understand more about, like, oh, that's what motivates this character to be that way, or that's why this character doesn't like, the Knights of Favonius or something like that. Like, it's
I
going to
hear you.
make me, you know, oops, did the wrong emoji for him. That's going to confuse him.
Yep. It's gonna
Crying
wonder-
Rika, I beat you. I feel bad about it.
Maybe
That's why I
you
was
feel
crying.
bad
I'm
about it. It's
sorry.
that simple. But no, that
Maybe I
makes
don't,
sense.
though.
I mean, I'm gonna do it purely for the story. I don't think I'm gonna get too much out of it, but I am pretty interested in, these little finer tidbits of the backstory of the characters. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be linked up to the whole Mondstadt festival type deal, so I don't know. Might be good. Might be good. Might be a total train
anybody
wreck.
who knows I love a good narrative device. So
Definitely.
for me, I could not love it more that, they're going to have, more backstory.
More story. More story. Absolutely.
So real quick, they Korean Guild suggestions that came out, because we're kind of running low on time here now.
Yeah.
They definitely were talking about a Veramos buff, which confuses me a little because we did, in fact, buff Veramos not long ago.
Right.
I mean, maybe not long ago in my world is like 2 years, but it was when he started healing everybody when he would cleanse.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, that kind of seemed, I don't know. That kind of seemed like, that was a pretty great one. He ended up being used in the RTA, like even in the World Championships, he was being used. So
Definitely.
for me, I thought that must have been a pretty significant, upgrade for them to do that. But they talked about that. They talked about speeding up rune power-ups, which I could not be happier if I tried. In fact,
Talking about the patch
for
notes,
me,
yes.
If it was instantaneous, I mean, and you know me, I have said this since day one. I hate that you never know. Are you going to spend 1,000
Right.
blue mana
Or
to
2
upgrade
million.
that level, or are you going to spend 2 million? I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, there should be a hard cap. It should, and I get that's still percentage, but it should just be 100%. Like, you fail 10 times, 100%. It should be 10%.
A pity.
Every single time you miss, until it's like, boom, got it. And then I could be like, okay.
Then you
go
could
from
budget.
0 to 15.
You can't budget if you don't know the price.
1.5 million. That's fine. I know that. I want that rune at 15. Great.
That's simple. Oh, well, those
and
are.
we forget what the other thing was, so no big
Yeah,
deal.
those
But,
patch notes were pretty astute and pretty helpful. I hope all those
there
things go
was
through because
a-
I want to start using Veramos again because I like them. But yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. And there was a Fuse news about it, but it has since been removed.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
question mark.
Okay. Dun dun
But
dun. The
anyway,
mystery. So, shall we do some summoning? I know you're doing only light summons because 29th there will be summoning. So I will be doing the majority of summoning, which is okay with me because I got a legendary and a bunch of mysticals. Is
I
that
tell you what.
what's up?
Do you want me to do 7 today for a little treat?
No problem. As long as you have enough
Okay.
for your birthday summons.
Well, again, I will never have as many as some people, but I have enough crystals that I could probably get enough packs that, I mean, pretty much my goal is that I have at least 150 things to summon.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Right, because we know out of that
Oh my
you're
god, my
gonna get.
guild is fighting a nerdy mom club.
Is that the name of their guild? Nerdy Mom Club?
Yep.
I gotta love Summoner's War. Nerdy Mom Club. Shout out to them. I want to see if I could join their guild. Nerdy Mom Club, just for the notoriety. What guild you're in? NMC, the Nerdy Mom Club. Anyway,
Out of control.
I so am. So am. Let's do some summoning. Should I count it down?
Sure.
3, 2, 1. And summon, summon, summon. We're going to summon faster. That is my goal in life. To see how fast, how much faster I
You
can
got to
summon.
get to bagel speeds then.
Bagel speed. Well, let's put it this way. I'm much faster than what I was. Just let me know when you want me to knock out my um, legendary.
Yeah, do that last.
No problem. Well, got some lightning. Got a wind undine, which I am going to feed so much. All right, one more mystical. Got lightning again, and then I'll do my legendary. Legend.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Well, got a new one.
Dairy.
Got a new one.
Ooh, water sniper.
Water
Very
sniper.
nice.
Very cool. And I have his transmog. Excellent. And that was even before the legendary scroll. This was just for mysticals. Dude, if I get a light sniper, then I have all of them.
You'll probably get one because I'm cursed.
Cause what? That's right, you're cursed with those 2 LD Nat 5s. Horrible. Terrible.
So cursed. What terrible.
So,
I'm telling you, Sylvia is just all things to all people.
that's what I mean. And you got Sylvia from a wish, not even an LND. All right,
Not even a scroll.
everyone do your legendary scroll dance because we're getting
Hold on,
lightning here.
let me shake some monsters. Okay, I did it. You got a 4. See, the shaking worked.
It was a legendary, so I was gonna get a 4-star. Anyway, Fire Pirate
Hold on,
Captain.
I'm shaking a monster, and I'm going to open 1 L&D for funsies here.
Okay.
Okay, shaking did nothing, but... Hey, look! I got another Dark Taoist, because, now I'm getting rewarded for having fed that, awoken that first one.
See? So that's 2 that you have that are unawoken. Is that it?
See.
Excellent. Good. See? Look at that. I knew you were going to get another one. I just did. Who we shouting out, Lightstar?
My lovely wife for being from Ireland on this day of everybody being Irish with her.
Yes.
Of course. She's the best. Everybody in our Discord, as always, of course, all our friends of the show, Beans, Childish, JD the Gamer,
Definitely.
Nelly the God, Evan, Seppi, Gigi, all wonderful, supportive, loving people who are just so good to have, appreciating
Absolutely.
us and helping us along. And of course, you, as always, like wouldn't be any fun if you were not around.
Thank you. All of those people, in addition to my shout out of this week. Actually,
Hans Sloan.
one is Hans Sloan, of course, for the Irishman living in Jamaica and inventing chocolate milk while in Jamaica. So, also want to shout out the best diner in Jersey. Now that's saying a lot because there's a lot of diners in Jersey, but this place is like a 3-star Michelin restaurant disguised as a Jersey diner. I'm talking about Tops Diner. Tops Diner is awesome. I've been going here for so long. I have their old business cards. This is one of their new postcards. Greetings from East Newark. The best diner in New Jersey by far. And I lived in Teaneck, which had 2 awesome diners, the Cedar Lane Grill and Louis Charcoal Pit. And this is still better than both of those spots. But anyway, big shout out to Tops Diner. And I really want to shout out the Six Brothers Diner. Unfortunately, they've closed. They're in Wayne, right on the border of Wayne and Montclair. And I was there all the time when I went to Montclair State. I am so sad that I hope they reopen. I was around there and looks like they had shuttered their doors. And I mean, big shout out to Six Brothers Diner. Hopefully, you guys get back on track because you guys were awesome, awesome. But yeah, those are my 2 shout outs. Also, Nelly the God, JD the Gamer, Beans, Childish, everyone that has sent positive waves, to this show and to Lightstar and I. So definitely want to shout all you folks out.
Rolling with the homies.
So that pretty much wraps it up for this particular episode.
Yeah.
Of a Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoner's War. New episodes on Saturday. We stream on Wednesdays. We look good doing it.
One of us looks good, and then I'm here too. So.
Whatever. mrgtsw on Instagram, mrgtsw on Facebook, at Rancher's Guide on Twitter, mrgtsw on Reddit, mrgtsw on YouTube if you're watching this. Oh, we stream on Twitch also, Lightstar777 Gaming, mrgtsw on YouTube if you want to watch us over here. Yeah, that's it for me, but I'm all good. Live long.
St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Don't drink too much if you have something important to do tomorrow. Drink enough to feel good and then get some water in you. See this? Hydrate. Live long and prosper, everybody.
Peace.